Welcome to Top to Bottom Male Romance Podcast, where we celebrate all things male romance. I am Jessica.
And I'm Markie.
And this is our December Bottom episode.
Yeah, before we get into all the awesome things we want to talk about, and there's lots to talk about this episode, we do want to remind you that we do have reader groups, both on Facebook and Goodreads. You can jump in and tell us about any upcoming titles that you'd like us to start reading, our bottom picks that we pick every month, any good recommendations for good movies or comic book series, anything related to male romance, you can jump in and tell us about it. We also have a Patreon set up. Our patrons get inside information about who we're going to have on the show and get the option to submit questions for those people. So if you haven't had a chance to go check it out, make sure you do so.
Yep, and if you haven't done so yet, please go and rate us on whatever it is you listen to us on, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, or whatever, and that gives other people a chance to find us too.
And this episode actually comes out on Christmas Eve, right?
No, New Year's Eve.
No.
Yeah.
Yes. New Year's Eve. Timing. So Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. I hope you had a fabulous Christmas or winter holiday of your choosing.
Or not, if that's
not.
your bag. Yeah. And after we get done talking about all of the newsy things that we're going to talk about, we're going to dive into our bottom pick, which was those Bloody Christmas Elves by Emmi Lawrence. And yeah, so stay tuned to listen to that. But first, we have a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of really cool stuff happening right now in the romance universe. First and foremost, congratulations to Ella and Brooke for their Wrapped Up in You coming out on Passionflix. If you're not familiar with it, Ella Frank and Brooke Blaine got one of their books, Wrapped Up in You, turned into a mini movie kind of thing on this new romance movie platform that just came out called Passionflix. It's a monthly subscription streaming service, kind of like Netflix. It's like $5 a month, $5 or $6 a month, and they stream original romance content, and it ranges in all kinds of different romance. One of which is male, which is Wrapped Up in You from both of these fabulous ladies. We had Ella Frank on the show last year at the beginning of the year. Was it December? I don't remember. It was, it was,
it's been,
it was a lifetime ago, it feels like. I am very excited that this was made because that's such a big headway in the male romance community. And I'm so excited to see it. So I think that's something that me and you're going to have to watch and squeal about soon. I'm very, very excited.
Yes. And squeal on the podcast about it because that's what we do.
Because that's our job. So that's exciting. And I'll make sure to post a link in the show notes if you guys haven't had a chance to go check it out. You can go see that. And of course, all their other original content that's on there. Segueing, kind of related, there's a new romance podcast that's out there called Read Me Romance. It's a kind of like an audiobook romance where they read, which is kind of cool. They read new original novellas every week from a bunch of different authors. It seemed like most of the stuff that they had right now is het romance, but I know that Ella and Brooke have an affair in Paris that's going to be on that podcast in March 2019. And I don't know if it's MM romance or not, but I mean, still good to go check out. But I thought that was such a cool concept. And that's kind of in the vein of what Kurt was doing with his podcast, yeah?
Yeah, well, it was the first 2 episodes, I believe, were Love Song, which was the short story set in the Green Creek series. And then the next several episodes was him interviewing the other voice actors that have also worked on TJ Klune's books. And then, of course, TJ Klune himself. And so it was like this kind of limited, special, like 6-7 episode awesome thing. But yeah, he definitely, the first 2 episodes were definitely audiobook style, like audiobook quality. And that was really cool. Like just bite-sized things I can listen to in my car that I'm not, strapped into for the next 3 weeks because, of length or whatever. And it was really cool.
I think this is how this is going to be as well, because they're little week-long things, and I don't know if it's broken into, I assume it's a couple episodes, not just one, but I don't really know because I haven't downloaded any of the episodes yet, but it's definitely piqued my interest. I really like this trend, and I hope it takes off. Like, I want more things like this, so I'm very excited to see that. Another cool thing, actually, we realized after we recorded the December top episode that we didn't pick a fresh banana, and that's my fault because I'm usually the one that has something ready to go for our top picks for the fresh bananas, and I just totally spaced on it. So that's totally my fault. But to make up for it, there's a new Prolific Works giveaway that starts on the 28th. So it'll be the day before this episode launches.
That's not how dates work.
I don't know how dates work. Hold on.
That's this coming, like, not.
Oh, it's
the Friday before this episode comes up.
Yes. I don't know how many days are in the month, Jess.
So when people listen to this, you can go and get it. You'll have a few days to still pick up all of these awesome works that might or might not include one of your favorite podcast hosts, because that's us, right?
Indeed. Yeah, so this is going to be a totally free giveaway that has short stories and novellas. Like, there's a ton of different things to read with 28 new authors new to 2018. So these are authors who just debuted or are debuting with this giveaway. So there's a whole bunches of fresh bananas for you to go discover. And this giveaway runs from the 28th of December to January 3rd. So I'll make sure to post a link in that too, so you guys can go download all of the stories. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I love finding new people to obsess about, so gonna be fun.
Yeah, and it's really cool because like short stories and novellas are such a good bite-sized way to introduce yourself to an author, because there are so many amazing authors out there, and I have barely tiptoed into it, and that's kind of it's just a good way to like get them all.
Yeah,
these are a bunch of great new authors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are a bunch of really good ones. A couple that have been our freshman bananas before, like Crystal Lacey and Nev Wilder, are on there as well. So they've got good company. There's a lot of really good, awesome people in that giveaway. So, and the MM romance community keeps coming up with new badasses. So I'm just so happy we're here. Speaking of awesome groups that you could go and check out, I don't know how many of you are already in this group, but there's a giant MM romance group on Goodreads that has a huge following. I want to say close to...
it's 25,000 members.
25,000. Nice. Yes, but there's 25,000 members in it, so there's always bustling, fantastic activities in these groups. They have a bunch of awesome recommendations, and they also have monthly picks that they have every month that you can go read along with other people. So when you finish with our book pick for the month, you can jump in and read with a bunch of other fantastic people. They just wrapped up their Members' Choice Award for Best of 2018. By the time this airs, I think the pollings will be closed, but you can at least go through and see what was nominated for the Best of the year and find a bunch of new fun things to read.
I thought it was really cool because, I mean, as you know, anybody who listens to this knows, I am all about like urban fantasy and paranormal and regular fantasy. I'm all about genre stuff, and I like contemporary, but my heart definitely lies in the odd and the strange. And I have a hard time finding a lot of stuff like that. And this was amazing because it's like it's rounding out the best of the entire year of all of these different genres and also different tropes like enemies to lovers and like anything you want to find, you can find. Like, just look at the nominees and every single one of them is quality stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's basically like what do you want to read next? Look at this list. If you haven't read some of this stuff, it's going to be awesome. So I definitely have added several to read just from going and voting. And not just from that, there's, end of year everywhere on all sorts of different websites. There's polls and voting and stuff. So it's just a really cool way to find stuff you hadn't found.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of really good blogs are doing their best of 2018. As if my to read list needs to be longer. This has been this has been a fun little romp through the best of list. So, but definitely worth checking out just because of like you said, the way that they have everything sparsed out and categorized. You can really dive into anything that you're really into and find a whole heap of new things to read.
Very, very cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So more end of the year conversation. So I don't know if you remember, but our first, I don't remember if we did it in the December bottom or the January top, but we had New Year's resolutions for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back and listened to it and I dug up what we said we were going to try to do. So I thought we could go over that and see if we succeeded, what we missed. And then I want, in our top episode for January, I thought we could lay out our New Year's resolutions for 2019.
That is
so we did this. Yeah. So we did this. It was both book/podcast related stuff and then like kind of personal things we wanted to try and do. Oh, that's right. That's right. You're a terrible idea because we had just read Ella Frank's Try.
Oh my God.
You made the horrible pun of we wanted to see what we want to try and do in 2018, and then I die a little bit inside, but I still love you, so that's okay. So I'm going to start with your stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so basically you said there were some authors you wanted to try. C.S. Poe, if I remember right, you did read.
Yeah,
Snow and Winter, yeah?
Yes, I did. Mm-hmm.
Did we do that for the podcast, or did we just read those for funsies?
Well, I think, wasn't that part of our summer reading extravaganza that we did?
Oh, it might have been, yeah.
So I think we both read it but it wasn't a pick.
Right, gotcha. So yeah, so we both, well, we'll get to me in a second. So yes, C.S. Poe, Shira Anthony.
Yes, I read her The Merman book, which was also part of the summer thing.
Yes. E.A. Via?
No, I bought her book at the first GRL and had it signed. The Prophecies, I think. I still haven't picked it up, but I have it. I have a physical fucking signed copy, and I haven't read it yet.
Shame on you. And then Casey Wells?
No, same thing. I bought her book. She signed it.
Okay, and so you're non-specific, because, aside from reading more, and those were the specific ones you wanted to try to read, you had your other stuff, which was Write More, which I would say you did. You have published 2 books, 4 short stories?
Yes.
3 short stories and a novella by the time this airs,
yes,
right?
Correct.
So not only did you write more, you freaking published, which that's boss.
Woo.
Try Korean food.
Yes, I did try Korean food. It was lovely.
Yes. And ride on a motorcycle. I know you did that. I saw pictures.
Yes. I got to go ride on the back of a Honda Shadow, and I felt like a badass.
Awesome. So yeah, you did almost everything on your list. There was just a couple of authors you didn't get to, which is, I would say, relatively understandable, because you kept up with all of the books for the podcast, you did your summer reading, and you wrote books. So that's pretty badass.
All right, I'm going to give myself half of a gold star because I didn't read those fabulous authors, and I feel like I should be properly chastised for that.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably chastised, but I'd say you can have 4 points of your 5 star. You can have 4 out of 5 golden bananas.
I love our rating system so much.
Okay, so for me, I said I wanted to try as many authors as possible, and I listed specifically Lucy Lennox, Sloane Kennedy, K.A. American, and C.S. Poe. Aside from C.S. Poe, those were all book picks, so I kind of cheated. I didn't do that on purpose.
I think that was mostly because I would never shut up about those authors, so I know it was one of those, like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, so I read all of those specific ones. I didn't get to several I wanted to, so I'm going to make those part of my 2019 plan, but we'll talk about that next month. I also wanted to write more, which did not happen.
Well, you helped me with mine, though, quite a bit, so I would say it counts a bit. Like, you helped with the creative process quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely did some world building, and I have to help do some editing and stuff, but that's not putting words down on a page, which definitely something, again, we'll talk about next month, but I won't be planning a wedding next year, so...
Yeah.
So that was actually, and then go to GRL, which I didn't do because of, wedding. And then I had in parentheses, read as much as possible. I would say I did that. I actually got quite a bit of reading done this year. Mm-hmm. Get some writing done, LOL, and then get married, which I succeeded at doing. I would give myself 3.5 golden bananas out of 5.
I would say that's fair, but you also had a major life event, so it's, gonna cause some bananas to fall off.
Maybe some mushy bananas.
Yeah, mushy bananas. There you go.
Well, that's okay. I'll take those mushy bananas, and I will make golden banana bread next year.
This is it can never not be a good pun. This just is one of those things that just keeps giving. I love it.
Oh my God. So I don't know how many of you people do Facebook Messenger stickers. But every time there's new ones, it's because me and Markie basically text exclusively via Facebook Messenger, mostly because of the stickers, because they're great. And they just, there's new ones. There's new ones, Markie.
Ooh.
But we'll look at them later. So anyways, there was this new pack of stickers, and one of them is a little banana, and it says fresh on it. So it's a fresh banana, and we were both so tickled. I think we were at work when she sent me that, and I nearly had a heart attack. It was grand.
Yeah.
Oh, these are cute. We can use these.
Oh my God. I opened it even though you told me not to.
Well, I told you not to, and here I am looking at it. I'm putting my phone down. No, I can't because I was getting my Kindle notes out. So we could talk about our book.
Yes!
Our book pick, Those Bloody Christmas Elves from Emmi Lawrence. So I just really quick want to say that I had incredibly low expectations, and that's nothing against Emmi Lawrence. It was a short story. The blurb made it seem kind of silly and fun, which I definitely wanted. I wasn't really expecting to super love the book. I kind of super loved the book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude,
what do you think?
Same way, because I went into it thinking it was going to be like cheesy, over the top, silly, because we sought out silly because we didn't want to do something like warm and gooey. While it's still valid, let me reiterate because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. We wanted to do something kind of ridiculous, so we went with something that looked damn ridiculous. Like the cover of the book, I'm going to go back and look at it so I can properly. Yeah, so the cover of the book is these 2 hard-looking gentlemen, one who has a vest open and a hood up and is holding a candy cane with deadly intent. content. And like, there's like an evil gingerbread man in the background. I was like, this is going to be ridiculous. I can't wait to read it. And I was surprised by how absolutely invested I got in the story and how impressed I was with the world building and the lore of how the elves basically...
Wait. As per usual, we're going to start talking about the books and then break to tell you that there will be spoilers.
Yes.
Spoiler time.
So many spoilers. I really want to recommend this book. I know that when this airs, it'll be after Christmas, but if you're still really feeling the holiday spirit, it's a really short read. I think I knocked it out in one sitting, and it's only a couple of bucks on Kindle. Go get it. It's so fabulous. So the world building, well, that's what really stuck out to me. And I mean, the characters are great, but I love the fact that there's this whole underground child trafficking for Santa going on, and like the mall Santas are involved in it.
Right, and then Santa's the big bad guy, and I won't just because it's unnecessary to what we're going to talk about. Like, Santa is a super big bad guy, and he's awful. He's just really, really awful. And he's collecting these children, and it's horrible. And so this character, okay, you know what? The Christmas stuff in this book is so freaking grand.
It really is.
Because like I'm a pretty big fan of Christmas, but like in kind of Christmas with a twist, you know, my Christmas tree is black and covered in skulls, but it's festive as fuck and I love it. So when these elves come out shooting guns that have peppermint wheels that burn your skin and like drip down you like with this acid of peppermint, and like whips that are Christmas lights, but they also lightsaber style like slice through shit. So great.
Yeah,
and
dude.
this giant killer gingerbread man.
And the fucking snowman with the jagged teeth who breathes like ice fire, and it's bitchin'. Like the whole thing was really cool. And the part with the spiders, like when they're like going through the hideout of the elves, and the spiders are like, they glow like Christmas lights. I was like, this is fucking metal. Like I loved it so much. And you know what? The reviews on Amazon said it was low heat. I disagree. There's one sex scene in the book, and it was really fucking good. I was totally into it.
Yeah, I was actually, I hadn't remembered us saying that it was low heat, so it didn't surprise me when that scene came up. And the build up to it was really good because you get both POVs from both of the characters, and I don't know, it was really good build up, really good characterization. Again, not things I was necessarily expecting to find. I mean, it's such a short story, so it's really hard to put that much depth into such little length, especially when you have the level of world building that was going on. But yeah, shockingly quality.
It was. I was impressed by. One, the sex scene didn't feel like it was out of place, because the whole point of the story is that Greg's daughter is taken by the crazy ass elves. So when him and Taylor end up finally hooking up, it's a point where Taylor reveals that basically he was one of the kids that was taken when he was younger. And at a certain point, apparently they wipe their memories, or something like the magic, I guess they use, like wipes their memory. So he doesn't remember who his parents are. And he's been apparently fighting this war against them since he was able to get away when he was really young. So he had this like really kick-ass backstory, but then bears his soul to this guy, and then they end up, you know, taking comfort in each other. I was like just rooting for him like the whole time. I fucking dug it so much. And don't let me forget, I highlighted a quote, but we can come back to it.
I have 3 highlighted quotes, but they're not for the touching. They were just really great quotes.
Yeah, same here. Same here. But the characters seemed very fleshed out and very well rounded, and I just couldn't wait for them to get to the hideout and kick some ass. And that last action sequence where they're fighting all the cool shit was just so fun. I enjoyed all of it.
Yeah, I don't typically talk about the books that we read to my husband because he doesn't care. Occasionally I'll bring up a little bit about him, but I don't just excitedly go through the entire plot. And I like sat there and just ranted to him about this fantastic freaking Christmas book. And I don't know, it was fun. Definitely. I mean, it's like a little action movie with a love story in it. It's pretty great. Oh my God, I would love to see this as a movie.
I would be there opening day if this is a movie, or like maybe even a Netflix original kind of thing, man. I'd be all about it. So do you want to talk about your highlights?
Yes, I do. Okay, so having said that it was super awesome, it wouldn't be what it is without some just really great, fantastically cheesy quotes. So I have 3, and they're all kind of in the same vein. One of them is, the warm oven-baked scent of evil.
That was my highlight too. I cackled out loud when I read that, and I was at a coffee shop. It was just like, yes, highlight.
And the next 2 are very similar. One is, nice to meet you, snow fiend. Shall we warm up to one another?
Puns.
And that's when he's fighting the giant snowman guy with the jagged teeth. Yeah. And then the last one I have is, welcome to the war on Christmas, said Taylor drolly. It's a bloody mess of a holiday.
Fucking win. Gold star, man. Gold star.
Gold banana.
Oh, gold banana. Yes.
So yeah, those were I couldn't help but highlight those because they were just grand. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed.
Same.
I was worried that they weren't going to have enough time to do everything, but it wraps up really nicely. And did you read the secret chapter at the end?
I did.
Yeah.
Super
so
good.
I was just kind of like flipping through reading about the author stuff after I finished the story and flicked the page one more time. And it was like secret chapter. I was like, oh yes, hello.
Yay! Yeah. I love little bonus
and that
bits like that.
Yeah, and it kind of wrapped it up just a little bit more. And yeah, it was like I was expecting to enjoy it, but I don't know that I was expecting to enjoy it so much. But I am super happy we picked this one.
Yeah, me too.
And I want to read more from Emmi Lawrence, see what else she can do, because that was definitely entertaining.
I went and looked at her website after I got done reading, because I did the same. I was just like, this is awesome. What else have you done? Because now I need to read them all. She writes more paranormal stuff. And she's got a bunch of free shit on her website, like a ton of free short stories and like novellas and stuff. So go download them. Like there's a ton of them. And of course, her full-length books look amazing too. So yep, more things to add to my to-read list.
Well, consider those when you're planning your New Year's resolution. So much like how these episodes go live, we'll be recording these a week apart from each other. So you have just a little bit of time to think about what you want your New Year's resolutions to be. And for everybody listening, you guys should let us know what your New Year's resolutions are, what you want to read, if you're planning to write, if you just have life goals, just things you want to do, food you want to try, clothes you want to wear, people you want to meet, whatever it is, we want to hear about it.
Indeed. Yeah, absolutely. I love seeing that. And of course, we need more book recommendations. So please ruin our lives. Eat up our time forever.
There's a helicopter directly outside my window, it seems. Like, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's loud.
I heard it for a second there. That was crazy.
Yeah, so do we have anything else that we want to talk about before we wrap it up?
I think that was everything. We gushed about a bunch of really good news, about a badass Christmas book, new podcasts coming out, a lot of good stuff going on. 2019 is going to start off good, I think.
Thank you, everybody who's listened to us for the just over a year we've been live. This has been super, super awesome. We're looking forward to a fantastic 2019. And let us know what you want to hear on the podcast, and we will try to help cater to what you guys want to hear. Yeah, next year we'll bring much, much more in the way of books and other mail goodness.
Indeed. Cool.
All right. Until next year.
Yes, until next year. Have a great New Year's, everybody.
Happy New Year. Bye.
Bye.